All right, good morning, everyone. Please let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Please let me know if I'm coming through loud and clear and if you guys can see my screen. Again, testing. Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Again, let me know if you can hear me okay in the chat. All right, guys, we got 5 minutes on the clock for consumer confidence news. All right, so the forecasted is 105.7. The previous was 104.7. So basically, they're expecting consumer confidence to go up, all right, from 104.7 to 105.7. Okay, it says financial confidence is a leading indicator of consumer spending, which accounts for a majority of overall economic activity. Surveyed about 3,000 households, which asked respondents to rate the relative level of the current and future economic conditions, including labor availability, business conditions, and overall economic situation. You guys know that Trump is in office now, and he's been going hard with this immigration, deportation, sending ICE out everywhere, just kind of getting people out of here, right? So, that has to deal with, economic conditions, right? That affects the labor market, right? That affects business, everything. So, I don't necessarily see that as a good thing, right? Which I believe consumer confidence is going to come out lower than expected, right? But that's just my hunch, okay? Because I'm not sure when this was surveyed. Maybe it was last month, and all of this wasn't into play. So it may still come out good or higher, right, as they expect it to. But we got 4 minutes on the clock, and we'll see shortly. So let's take a look at the dollar. And really, the dollar is torn in between the two at the moment because, again, guys, we did get a change of character right here when we broke above this high. So we were down, right? We had downtrend structure all here, but then we just made a new high, right? So I'm expecting a pullback, and then I'm expecting us to rise. So overall, I do think the dollar is going to go up, but I'm expecting some kind of drop before we rise up. But for now, it is respecting this support level. All right. So again, it's mixy. All right. But by the time news comes out, we'll see exactly what it wants to do. All right, because that pullback is expected. And even if we look at it from a higher time frame, this can still be down, right? So again, run, pullback, run, pullback, run, pullback, run, pullback. Here's another run, but this pullback is a little deeper, all right? But even though it is deeper, it's still in a bit of a downtrend, if you will, right? Because we really haven't made a higher low, right? We made a high and we have a low, right? But we haven't made a higher low to, continue pushing up on the dollar. So, we'll see what happens, but let's get down to, the 30-minute looks good. All right, well, we can, keep an eye on what's going to happen. So 2 minutes left on the clock. Guys, cast your votes on the poll. What do you think is going to happen to the dollar when news comes out? Do you think it's going to rise or do you think it's going to fall? Good morning, Toya. And thank you for joining, love. I was playing Tweet yesterday. It's I got it on my playlist now. I like the vibes, so appreciate you for that. All right, but we're counting down. Almost 2 minutes left, and what I'm seeing on the chart is that the dollar is kind of rejecting this area. All right, but again, like I said, it's really a toss up. All right, I don't. I would like to say that it's going to, just fall. But as it's holding right here, it could definitely just rise and go. We're going to find out soon. My team, please lock in profits, right? We took a sell on USD CHF, right? And, we're up roughly 13, 14 pips on that. We also took a buy on Euro USD, and we did get a rise out of that, but now you see a little bit of rejection here. All right. So, I'm going to put an alert above it. So if it goes off, at least I know that it is rising and we should have more profit, but we got 1 minute on the clock. So things are about to rock and roll. We also took a sell on NAS. All right. And we were up. All right. But now NAS is taking a bit of a pullback and it's gotten us just a little bit above our entry point. So I'm going to push my alerts up. Okay, we got 30 seconds on the clock. So let me hurry up and get back over to the dollar and we can see what it's going to be. All right, few alerts set. Okay, almost 10 seconds left. And 2, 1, here we go. Okay, slight push down. News came out bad as I expected. It's 104.1. They expected 105, but it came out to 104. So I expect the dollar to drop now. And look, my alerts for the Euro USD that my team bought, it was above, so it's going up. And now the alerts for the dollar is going down. This is good news for our dollar CHF and our Euro USD play that I just called, right? So here's our dollar CHF. And again, we were up 13, now we're at 14.15, and it looks like it's going to continue to drop now with this bad news. Anything's possible though, right? But still, from what we receive from a technical standpoint, we sold it before news, and now here it is. News is already confirming what we've basically saw on the charts, right? That the dollar should fall, or at least, this dollar CHF pair should fall. So everything lines up now, right? But you can see there hasn't been any wild movement so far on the dollar. It's just, kind of holding its place. But still knowing that the news came out bad, we should get some kind of drop, maybe to, get deep in this fair value gap. But also, like I mentioned, from the higher time frame. So if we look at it on the 4-hour, we could potentially get, that huge drop, just, making the new run all the way down to, this 105.70, 105.80 area. All right. So it looks like we lost NAS. All right. And again, I get it, with the dollar falling, NAS typically rises. But hopefully my team locked in some profits on that before it was all over with. So again, if the dollar's falling, guys, we want to look to buy things like gold. All right. So here my team did, well, we didn't call it officially, but I told them about this. So if they bought it, they already made 100 pips on gold. All right. But I think gold is going to continue rising as we've gotten bad news for the dollar. So we should at least get up to this high for 290 pips on gold. All right, let's see what else do we have. All right, oil, man, looks super bearish, guys. I think we're going to take this right now. Yeah, I like oil. All right, I like how this looks. We had to change break of structure to the downside. Nice massive bearish engulfing. We've pulled back to the fair value gap, and now the bears have shown up. I'm going to set some alerts on it, and I'm going to take this sell right now, guys. All right, I'm selling oil. Stop above the high, and at least a 1 and 2. I'm going to look left, and I see that this is most likely, where we can get to. And there you have it, right? So from 73 to 67, all right, that is a $6 move on oil. All right, so that is 600 pips to the downside, and oil looks pretty good to me. All right, so guys, if you want this play, please let me know. I will pop it in the chat. All right, and again, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. But I am in oil for a sell, and I have some alerts to let me know what's gonna happen. So dollar CHF looks like it's getting away from us, but again, within that first 30 minutes to an hour, price is gonna just kind of do what it wants to do, right? But ultimately, as the day progresses, it will show or reflect the movement of the news results. So if it's bad, typically it falls. If it's good, typically it will rise. All right, so looking at some other pairs that's correlated with the dollar, here's the odd dollar, and so far you guys can see that it is falling, right? We broke this trend line and we started making lower lows, lower highs. But if the dollar is going to fall, this has the potential to reverse and start rising. So as I'm looking where it is right now, I'm not really seeing any. Okay, now I see a support level right about here. So we are coming off of a support level where we can rise up from. Yeah, so I see that now. All right, so what I'll do is I'll get to 15-minute time frame. Okay, and I actually like what I see. All right, coming out of the Asian session, we swept the low, we tapped into support, and now we're kind of breaking structure to the upside, and we're making higher highs and higher lows. All right, so well, we've made a new high and potentially a higher low here, but I like it. So I'm going to go to the 5-minute time frame. All right, and just get the details of what happened. So again, I'm seeing that the low of the Asian session that was here was swept right here. All right, and then we went and created a double bottom at a support area. All right, guys, we broke a high right here. We went and made a new high right here. And now, typically when we're pulling back, we'll most likely tap into this demand zone before rising again to go and take out the high of the Asian session, guys. All right, that's how that's the cycle, right? I just gave it to you guys in a nutshell, right? But we'll mark up what we need to, and we're going to get into this for a buy because it is giving us what we need to buy it, and it's looking very promising. All right, so just marking up that change of character. Here is our demand area. All right, these are the things that you look for every time you have a break of a high or a low. The cycle is repetitive, right? The process is repetitive. What's hard is waiting for the things that you need to see, right, in order to buy or sell, right? That's the hardest part, right? But if you can have some patience and set alerts and come back to the chart when take the trade when you have what you need, you'll be all right. All right, so again, we can play this a couple of ways. We can buy it right now, all right here, and then we can just set our stop somewhere below that support zone, all right, or demand zone, and that's 15 pips right now. Okay, so that's not bad. All right, and then we'll take it up to the high of the Asian session here. All right, and we'll make it an even 50 pips. Boom, there it is. All right, and that's a 1 to 3 risk to reward. Or what we can do, right, we can wait until price comes back down to that support zone. Okay, and then we can still have a 15 pip stop loss, but now when we're reaching up to this area, we can pretty much get an extra 10 pips out of that. All right, so it's your choice how you want to play this, but now I'm going to look and see what the dollar's doing, and if it's still looking like it's falling, which it is right now, I'm going to go ahead and buy the odd dollar. All right, we've already bought the euro dollar, and so far I've seen the alerts go off on that, and we are in profit. It's looking good. All right, this is where we got in, so we were in profit, it pulled back, and now it's rising once again. So again, just a few more alerts. All right, and again, guys, you guys are participating in Forex, whether you're trading it or not. All right, you're seeing all the antics of what goes on in your economy, right? From the deportation to crypto to the fires to AI, you name it. All right, you know what's going on, but you're just not taking advantage of it. All right. Again, I'll help you put that together if you join me, right? Forexwithbain.com and get in the Discord. Let's get jiggy. All right. But back to odd dollar, and here we go. So looking at it on the 5 minute, and again, I can tell that this is engineered liquidity. So after we had the change of character, right, breaking this high right here, all right, it pulled back, but it did not tap into the fair value gap sitting here or the order block sitting here. It just did a little bit of a retest to where it broke, and it's starting to rise. So again, we could get, here is the liquidity right here that was engineered. All right. So what ends up happening is they may push it up a little bit, and then they'll sweep this liquidity, tap into demand, and then from here is where they'll go and actually make the run up. All right. But again, if you got your stop loss back here or back here, look at what is expected to happen. You're still good, right? This is why you can buy it right now, right, and still survive, this potentiality, right? But again, if you are expecting this, look at where this order is. The second order is here, is to take advantage of price dropping to that demand area and then going in the opposite direction. Now, you can also play this with a very tight stop like this, right? That's only 4 pips. All right, 4 pips for, 60, 70 pips or whatever. That's a 1 to 14. That's insane. But that is how it goes sometimes. All right, so just like that, we're going to give it a few moments and, kind of put some alerts on it and see how this begins to play out. Again, we want to, see it drop a little more, which is, better for us because we buy low, all right, and we sell high. But in this situation, we're looking for a buy. So we would like for price to drop a little lower before we get in for the buy. All right, so let me get alerts a little tighter. All right, so we'll come back to odd dollar. Okay, one more time. Let's look at the dollar. Okay, now it's kind of respecting. Again, this is, I don't like this, like when it does this delay, because it kind of makes you feel like, oh, it's not going to drop, right? Even though news was bad, but now it's like, okay, well, maybe it's going to rise, right? Because if it was going to drop, it should have did it by now, right? Especially once news was released. But so far, not really any movement, all right, any volatility on it just yet. But don't let that fool you, right? You go, you blink, and then next thing you know, dollar tanks, right? And you knew it was coming, but because you didn't really quite prepare for it the way you should, right? You missed out. So, those are some of the things that you guys have to pay attention to if you're going to trade economic news, right? Volatility can spike at any point in time, right? And it's either you're going to get ran over or you're going to enjoy the ride, right? So it's all how you prepare for it beforehand. And again, the charts will always tell you technically, right, what's going on, but it's up to you to be able to put it together, right? So from the chart, it was telling me that we are potentially changing to an uptrend, but we're not officially in an uptrend, so the dollar can still fall. And now news came out where the consumer sentiment, right, what we think about the economy, came out lower than they expected it to be. So we're not too confident, if you will, about the economy. And I'm pretty sure if I survey you guys right now, you'll probably feel the same exact way, right? Prices are still going up, but your income's not, right? You know what I mean? And, whatever Trump is doing, on his end is affecting a lot of people worldwide. So, just in general, I'm pretty sure you guys wouldn't have too many nice things to say about, where we currently are in our economic situation. All right. So that's that. We're waiting for odd dollar. Let's take a look at some of, well, we also got into that sell on oil. All right, it's pulling back a little bit, but I can understand that because we got a bit of a fair value gap right here that it created. All right, so we're going to see if we can respect that and then start falling. Either way, I need some more alerts. Okay, I think that'll do it. All right, but oil will probably get alerted pretty soon to let us know that it's dropping and that we're in profit, but it looks really, really nice from a structure standpoint. All right, so don't miss out on oil. Silver. Okay, if dollar's falling, silver most likely will rise. So I'm going to close out of our sell trade that we're on. Again, you guys can see how it's respecting this level right here. All right, and for the most part, this will be resistance. All right, and then we have a high point all the way here. All right, just going to go and kind of switch this over to the end of the week. And kaboom. All right. So looking at it from a higher time frame, man, yeah, I mean, it still has this bearish vibe to it, but I can see it at least pulling up to here before potentially going back down. All right, again, this is resistance and it is a key area right over here. That area was acting as resistance. It broke above this area, all right, and then it broke below it, all right, but then when it broke back above it right here, it acted as support, all right, and once again it broke down here, right, and then again respected as resistance here. So by the time we come back up to this area, there's a high probability that will respect it and potentially start falling down. All right, so again, just one of those ways that you guys are supposed to read what the chart is telling you from a basic support and resistance level. Okay, so looking at this on the lower time frame, and now what I'm seeing is that from where we made this low, we have made a higher low, and this is even another higher low. So price is beginning to rise on silver, and yep, we even had looks like bullish divergence right about here, right? So the RSI was making higher lows, but the chart was making lower lows. All right, so again, we have an opportunity, guys. I like it. So I'm going to go a little bit lower. Okay, yeah. So I don't like that resistance is so close by, but let me back out again. Just make sure. Yeah. It's tough, but I mean it looks good for a buy right now. So I think I'm just gonna get in, and I'm gonna get away with my stop right about there. Now this is where I should take my take profit, but I think we're gonna get higher than that, guys. So I'll make it a 1 to 2, just like that, and there we go. So I'm buying silver. All right, my stop is here and my take profit is right here. Again, looking left, this is the highest price got to before it fell down. All right, so that's why we're aiming for this particular spot for a take profit. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, please ask me questions about it, guys. I'll be more than happy to answer it for you. All right. So silver, we're in for a buy. Oil, we're in for a sell. We're waiting on odd dollar to get a little lower, and let's see what it's done so far. Okay, it is getting a little lower. All right, let's see if we get it more low. Now, instead of babysitting it, right, and trying to see how low it can get, let's just do this, right? We'll come right above the demand area, and we will do a buy limit order. All right, then we'll set our stop where we already imagine putting it. All right, right about there is good. So what is that? 14 pips. Ridiculous. Okay, and now we'll set our take profit, all right, all the way up to this level. So here, just drag it on up, and look at that, you're all set, right? We don't have to watch the chart anymore. Okay, now here's a kicker though. All right, even though we set this buy limit order for if price falls down to demand, right, to get us in the trade and put us in a buy, it might not do that. So what if we miss out? Well, what you can also do is a buy stop order. All right, so you come here, you do the buy stop. All right, and now you can see that entry is above price. So if price doesn't fall, right, to do this little dance and tap into demand, and it just takes off, well, you have a buy stop order that is going to place you in, right, to take advantage of that. All right, the only downfall to this is that now your stop, will be, a bit more than it would be if you got in from a lower price, right? Because you're buying high at that point. So you're risking more to pretty much survive the trade. But look, 19 pips is not bad. All right. So those are, two things you can do, guys. Set your buy limit order and set your buy stop order to take advantage of this potential rise on odd dollar. All right. And again, this is how, if we all were to, quit this session right now, right? This is how I can go on about my day and not worry about if I'm, going to be able to take advantage of this odd dollar move, right? I've done my analysis, my mind's made up, right? I see what I need to see, so I'm buying it, or I'm at least setting myself up to take advantage of price rising. Okay, so this is how people use pending orders to, basically get freedom, right, to go do what they need to do and let the trade, do whatever it's going to do. All right, so again, these alerts are going to tell us something pretty soon, and we're probably going to do one or the other, right? We're probably going to do a market order. Maybe it'll drop and get us in our buy limit. Maybe it'll rise too fast to where we can't do a market order, but because we got our buy stop set, it'll activate that and we're still good. All right, this is how you do it, guys. All right, so again, you got questions or concerns, let me know about any of the pending orders. All right, hit that like and subscribe button. All right, so it looks like we got something going off on SPY. All right, so SPY is rising, which isn't surprising. All right, because that's what it always does. All right, SPY just keeps going up and up and up. Now, again, we did get a change of character right here on SPY. All right, so we were going up and then we started going down. So all of this up movement that we're seeing right now is mainly just a pullback. All right, and again, it's going to pull back most likely to this fair value gap because it has not mitigated that area yet. And again, this was the area that we broke structured to the downside. So it's most likely going to retest that area as well. We didn't get any of that. So that is expected before a potential drop on SPY. All right, but for right now, SPY is rising, and it most likely, like I mentioned, will get to this area before anything else. And we're talking 43-point move up until that fair value gap. All right, and let's go and look at some of the other indices. Here's NAS. So again, NAS also did rise, took us out of that trade fairly quickly, but we had good potential on taking our profit. It's just that it moves super quick. So that's typically the standard for these indices, right? When they actually are ready to move, they move, right? And they move very quickly and very far. So you can either, if you don't know what you're doing, you can blow your account very, very quickly. on this. All right, and again, for the most part, it looks like it's just going to continue rising. All right, so just trying to clean some things up. And that is good news because that tells me the dollar should be falling. All right, but look, odd dollar, right? Our alerts went off and it looks like it's trying to climb up. Let's get back down to that 5-minute time frame. Oh, not 4-minute, 5-minute. Okay. All right, guys. I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. All right, so I'm gonna buy it right now, and I'm okay with it, right? You know what I mean? Either way this goes, I'm expecting a rise. So even if it falls a little more, my stop is gonna be, you know, well below this demand area right about here. So I'm gonna be good to go. All right, so let's do that now. All right, and I am buying, and there is my stop. Okay, and take profit up into our resistance area for roughly a 1 to 2. All right, if anybody can you put the numbers for oil? I got you, Nikki, and welcome. All right, look at that, we are in profit on our dollar. All right, but let me give you this oil. Yep, it's getting ready to drop right now, so you asked for it right on time. All right, so here we go. All right, your oil play. All right, yep. So oil entry is 73.20. I'm sorry, 73.35. All right, stop loss is 75.17, and your take profit is 67. All right, there you have it. Again, this is a $6 move for a $1 move on your stop loss. So 600 pips, easy, okay, on oil. And this is how it looks on the higher time frame. Very, very beautiful. All right, in the structure. All right, you got it. Let's see what this JPY index is doing. All right, it's kind of falling. So I'm expecting pairs like the GJ to rise. So let's take a quick look at that. Oh, what do you know? We're already in the buy. And we are in profit. Guys, it's like taking candy from a baby. Okay? And we're up 29 pips. We're aiming for about 90 pips, I believe. Oh, no, way more. 144. All right, and that's nothing for the GJ. All right, it sneezes that. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'll put some alerts on it. But you know, guys, if you're looking to buy it right now, not necessarily the best time to buy it because again, it is already going high. It's not to say that you can't still win. Okay, you can still buy it high and still, you know, price can still take off, and you can get you what, 100 pips out of that, right? It's just that for you to have your stop loss where we have it, you know, you'll be risking almost 100 pips. So you'll really just be making a 1-to-1, right? And that's not the name of the game, all right? Again, it's your prerogative, but I'm just telling you it's better to always get into a trade where you're risking at least, you know, to make $2, you know, and risking $1, not risking $1 to make $1, right? It'll just, you know, if you keep it that way, you're going to have a tough time if you keep losing because you're going to have to win every other trade or win as many trades as you lost just to break even. It's a pain. All right. You want a situation where you can lose 2 trades, but then you win 1 trade and you made up for the loss of those 2 trades and you're probably in profit on top of that. All right. So again, just trying to give it to you guys. All right. So, you know, take your notes or do what you got to do. This is recorded so you guys can review this when it's over. All right, here's what I want to see. Dollar, what are you doing? Oh man, it's holding on and it's rising a little bit. That's not what I want to see. Okay, but let's take a look at what we got. USD CHF, all right, it did rise a little bit, but we're still good. All right, you guys can still lock in profits and make it a risk-free trade if you are, feeling like it's going to reverse on you. Okay. Again, I'm looking here, right? We changed the character. So we have a supply area right about here. So with the dollar potentially, or with on this pair, for it potentially rising, right, it'll most likely get into the supply area and then fall, all right? But again, when will that happen? We don't know, right? You think that it'll do it right now, but it'll keep dropping, and then by the time it gets to here, maybe it goes back and does it, and then drops again. You can't, predict this stuff on exactly how it's going to move, but you have an understanding of what it, what the possibilities of it, of it doing on the chart, and you just, take advantage of that, right? Because when you know, right? It's about, it's people are having a hard time because they don't know. They don't know that's a possibility, right? All those things, right? They don't know correlation, right? They don't know price action. They don't know market structure, right? They're just coming in here, shooting at the hip and, upset because nothing's working out, right? Nobody really wants to learn this stuff. Everybody just wants to make money. Just don't work that way. I'm sorry. Okay. It just don't work that way. Look at this oil going off, USD CHF going off. This is all good. Let's check oil. And yep, we're starting to push down. We got a nice tap into that fair value gap. So get ready for the roller coaster on that, Nikki. And all the other, my game. I got an EJ at the bottom. Oh yeah. Yes, yes. So, yep, GJ, like I said, even though you buy high, look, it's still rising. All right, NZD JPY. Again, we bought it from down here, right? It almost hit our take profit, right? Came all the way back right above our entry, and now we're heading back up again for it to almost hit our take profit, guys. It's a beautiful thing, right? It's just a beautiful thing. Oh man, did our odd dollar trade, did we lose it? What's going on here? That was a, all right, it says we're still in it. Okay, so the buy stop was was activated. All right, look at that. You see what I mean? You'll forget that you even put the trade in, right? And there's no better feeling than being like, oh snap, I forgot I put that in there, and you got $1,000 now. It's like shit. You know what I mean? It really, those are the type of things that feel good, and it feels good because you knew that it was going to happen, right? And look, there we go, right? So the proof is in the pudding, ladies and gentlemen. If you really want to learn this stuff, you really want to, see a difference in your account balance, all right? I think y'all might want to check in, okay? But yeah, so we're doing good on odd dollar. We're doing good on euro dollar, dollar CHF. I think we're going to get a bit of a, I think we're going to get this pullback because of how it's consolidating right here. But again, that's just my speculation, right? We could still just drop, all right, which is what we wanted to do, but just some possibilities, pretty much, all right. Our oil play, so still dancing. I'll put a few more. Well, I'll push the alerts up on it. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. All right, there it is. So now, again, it got hit, and it looks like it's kind of slowly falling. All right. Yeah, I see all green on the indices, and yeah, look at that. US 30 took off, getting ready to hit this resistance area. NAS did the same exact thing, and so did SPY, right? They're all just kind of rising, and we missed the boat, right? We knew the correlation with the dollar, but we didn't analyze these to get in for the buy off of them, all right? So that that ship has left, if you will. What we want is for price to come back down, right? If we want to buy it, for us to, get it at a lower price. All right. But for the indices, we'll leave them alone for today. But let's look at gold. And yeah, so if you didn't get it from, this 2740 or 41 area to where it is now, you kind of missed out. Now, what I think you can do is buy a position like this with your wick, with your stop loss right below this wick. All right. So if I just illustrate it here, right? If you get your stop right below there, that's only a $5 or $4 move on gold, which is 40 pips, right? And look, we're already at a 1 to 3 at the same take profit level as our previous trade. So you guys can take this and you'll make 150 pips if it continues to rise, right? I'll set some alerts on it. All right, so that's gold. Again, silver, look at that, guys. We bought silver and we are in profit. All right, I think it's going to start stalling right around this area, in which case, this is what you do. Boom, kaboom, risk-free trade. I don't care what it does now. All right, I didn't take an L, right? I'm up 60, but if it goes against me, I locked in 15, right? If it goes in my favor, I made 200. Easy money. All right, easy money. Okay. Natural gas, my team sold this and we are up, baby. We are up. It's kind of no surprise, but that's how it goes. All right. Now this is one that, you kind of think, if gold is going up, if silver is going up, why isn't gas going up? Well, it's not always like that. All right. You can't always correlate everything just because there has some kind of, it has some kind of correlation. The correlation it's not 100% thing, right? If you guys, just wrap that, around your head, you'll be all right. Okay. And go with what the charts show you more than anything. All right. Here goes oil. And yeah, we're getting there. I see a big drop coming soon. Again, you can probably get away with a tighter stop too, right? So it'll be a little less than 100 pips. If you do it like right about here, all right, it's 100 exactly, right? But again, we're a little bit above it, so like 180, 190 pips on oil. But yeah, guys, a very beautiful markup, and I see a nice drop on the way. All right, guys, so we're pretty much good for the day. We got into odd dollar. If you guys got into EU earlier, again, we're in profit on that. Dollar CHF is still, slowly dropping. So, we're going to make more money on that. That looks promising to continue dropping for sure. And then, we got into oil, we got into silver, right? And we're just seeing green all over the place. All right. We left the indices alone. And we left the J's alone as well, what I like to call the J's, because again, this was already set up to buy it from the low, and it's already taken off. So we just kind of missed that boat. So we don't chase. All right. We just wait, and then we'll get back in when the time is right. All right. But guys, any questions, any comments, any concerns whatsoever? All right. If there's nothing, guys, I'd like to thank you for showing up and rocking with your boy. All right. Hopefully you guys learned something. Hope you guys made some money. And if you're not subscribed, make sure to do so, because I'm loading up with all the education that you'll ever need to succeed in the Forex market. All right. But in the meantime, in between time, hope y'all stay safe and be cool out there. It's your boy. Peace.